Something I want to talk about today that I get asked about all the time, at least a few times a week, by friends, friends of friends, family friends, clients, people on the internet that DM me when they see my content. All sorts of people from all sorts of backgrounds ask me the same question regularly, and it is, Sarah, what do I wear to court? And I completely understand the stress about appropriate attire. Uh, as someone who is a recovering people pleaser, I tend to overthink these kinds of things when I'm going to a new environment, particularly an environment that I fear may be more judgmental or judgy, no pun intended, because, judge, bench. But yeah, I get it. And going to court is already a nerve wracking thing, regardless of what kind of role you have in attending. So I thought I would talk quickly about it today. And listen, the irony is not lost on me that I'm sitting here looking the way that I am recording this, but I'm not going to court today. So, all right, what to wear to court? So I'm going to start off with a preface that what is most important is being authentic to yourself. And I am a strong proponent of being yourself, dressing the way that makes you feel the most you, the most comfortable. And I do think that there is something to the fact that when we are physically comfortable, when we feel good in what we're wearing in our own skin, then we feel mentally, emotionally, psychologically more comfortable as well. So I want to say that first. But I also want to say that in the spirit of honesty and candor, I know that the criminal justice system, particularly in Alberta, the culture of law generally, can feel quite conservative, and, like I said, maybe a little bit judgy. So I'm providing these tips from a place of honesty, but also I don't want anyone to feel judged or like they can't wear what is most honest and true to themselves going to court. So there are a few different contexts when it comes to attending court. There are people who ask me about what to wear when they're attending in order to watch a trial, for example, or they're going to docket court because they are the victim in a matter and they want to see what's going on with the accused. So as a member of the public going to watch court without actually having a role in the proceeding is a slightly different context that I'll talk about first, because it's the easiest answer to give, and it's that you can honestly wear whatever you want. Of course, being weather appropriate is important, but also there are a couple of little things like, if you're going to wear jeans, I recommend not wearing super ripped jeans. If you're going to wear like a t-shirt, a graphic t-shirt or something, maybe steer clear from anything with offensive images or language on it. I've seen it. I've seen people walking into court wearing certain shirts or hoodies, like this one. I saw an accused wear this one once. I think my advice is, and this is a personal thing, but as someone who used to go to court wearing neon suits, floral printed suits, I used to do that all the time. I think it boils down to like reading the room and the situation. If you're going to watch a trial that's like a sexual assault trial or a homicide trial, maybe dress in a way that does not attract attention towards yourself, because attention for the way that you're dressed when you're not actually there to participate in the trial itself, or generally, honestly, is typically negative attention, and it's just easier to be able to float through without feeling like you're being gossiped about or just judged generally. When it comes to testifying as a witness in a trial, that's different, slightly different. I've seen people dress in all sorts of different ways as witnesses, and the way that you dress doesn't necessarily impact the way that your testimony is received. But again, dressing as neutrally as possible is usually the safest. Like, here's some examples of just sort of standard feminine attire. So if you're somebody who dresses more feminine leaning, like skirts and dresses and things like that, these are some good options. Having neutral tones. It's boring, but what you want the focus to be on is what you're saying, right? So that's usually a safe avenue to go. For men, masculine dressing people, I would recommend something like this. It's not necessary that you wear a blazer. A lot of people will say wearing a blazer or a nice cardigan. Closed-toed shoes are generally safe bets for witness testimony or just attending court generally. I like to say, like, think about if you were going to a job interview for like a boring office job. But I think the best rule of thumb is you want people to be paying attention to what you're saying, not focused and distracted by your appearance. That's just kind of my general rule of thumb. But I'm going to continue to reiterate that whatever you're the most comfortable in, I think is the best option. Everyone's different. Everybody has a different style, whether it's based on their own personal style or their cultural background. And I think that the whole like having certain rules about what people can wear in court is a little outdated, but you know, being honest with the way things are in the culture of law, it is still something to think about. So, and clearly something that people think about because I get asked about it all the time. So those are my tips. I don't know if that was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any other questions or ideas or thoughts about that. And yeah, have a great day.